Hi class. Today my group and I are doing our pioneer presentation on Horace Mann. This is by me, Isley, Maddie, and Brizzy.
So some of the culture and context for Horace Mann. He was born in Franklin, Massachusetts. He grew up in an environment ruled by poverty, hardship, and self-denial. He was taught briefly by teachers with poor education, and he was able to educate himself through the town's library. He was admitted to the sophomore class at Brown University at the age of 20. After graduating in 1819, he became a lawyer. Then he won a seat in the House of Representatives and served from 1827 to 1833. He then moved to Boston and served in the Massachusetts Senate from 1835 to 1837, and he was president of the Senate in 1836.
Yeah, and so Mann's ideas on curriculum, he wanted to focus on three main things, which is math, history, and writing. For math, he wanted teachers to focus on number sense, shapes, geometry, measurement, algebra, probability, and data handling. So that's kind of like the basic layout that I think most schools follow now in public schools. And then he also wanted to make sure that challenging courses were offered for students who were excelling in math and who needed more of a challenge, more of a push. And then he also emphasized that the teachers implement review materials for the students on everything that they have learned to kind of solidify that foundation of knowledge. For history, he wanted teachers to focus on courses that explored U.S. history as well as courses that focused on ancient civilizations. And for writing, he wanted teachers to focus on using balanced literacy methods to help students not only with writing and literature and to connect the two. And then he also wanted teachers to implement writing activities and writing workshops, again, to like solidify those foundations for those students.
Okay, and then I'm going to talk about what Horace Mann promoted. I'm going to start with what he promoted as developmentally appropriate. So he had common schools, which followed the Prussian education system, which we talked about in class. Basically, those emphasized a structured, age-appropriate curriculum, and this curriculum was designed to guide students through a series of incremental stages of learning, ensuring that each stage was developmentally appropriate for the age group. He also believed that the educational system should be organized in such a way that it addressed the needs and capabilities of students at each stage of their development. And then he also advocated for the use of standardized testing to keep track of student learning. And so, and then it was also to assess how well teachers were teaching material as well. And then I'm also going to talk about what Mann promoted as appropriate student-teacher relationships. And I couldn't actually find anything super specific about this, but he did believe in the importance of fostering positive and professional relationships between students and teachers. One of the biggest changes that he made to the education system at the time was the recruitment of women into the teaching profession. He not only was an advocate, but he was like he's pretty forceful about it actually. And so during his time, he saw that the teaching profession was primarily male, and he saw an opportunity for women to contribute to education and to be a positive influence on the development of children. He believed women had the necessary nurturing qualities to serve as effective teachers, and by encouraging their participation, he helped to open the door for future generations of female educators as well. And then another thing he did, what that was different, was that he thought that teachers should be well trained, and so he opened these schools called normal schools in 1839. And basically these schools were established to provide prospective teachers with like the necessary education for them to then teach students. So yeah.
Alright, next we're going to talk about Horace Mann's influence in the field of education. So Horace Mann was a lawyer and a legislator in Massachusetts, and he became secretary of the Massachusetts Board of Education in 1837, and he also believed in the importance of public schooling. So being on this board, he had a huge impact on this. So he created and advocated for the common school movement, and this gave him the name of Father of the Common School. He's very commonly known as that. And a common school is basically just a free public school that's open to all children, and it's funded by local taxes. So before this, these common schools, many of the schools were just white, rich males that could afford going to the school. But then after this, it was public school, and it was open to everyone, regardless of their background or their income or anything like that. So it's public schools, and that also gave him the name of Father of American Public Education. And then along with this, he advocated for establishing teacher training programs, like Maddie talked about, to create better curriculum and ultimately to improve the quality of education. He saw the need for trained and qualified teachers, and he wanted to professionalize teaching. So before him, many of the teachers weren't actually professional at their job. They might not have known exactly what they were doing. So he hoped to create these programs so that the quality of the education would be much greater, and he wanted to make it an actual professional job with all these students coming in. And then, he saw that each child deserved the same universal education, and that this would give everyone more equal opportunities in life, and it would create stability and harmony within societies, regardless of people's social class. They were all able to get this education and get this equal opportunity, and they all deserved it in his eyes. So as you can probably tell, these ideas shaped the American public school system a lot, and it built for the foundations of education, and it made lasting impacts on what education looks like today. There's so many public schools around, and there are so many different people in schools, and everyone doesn't have to be able to afford it. They are able to simply just go and have the equal opportunity to learn, and that's all thanks to him.
And then I'm going to talk about a couple unique things about Horace Mann. So the first thing was that he was strongly influenced by Pestalozzian principles. And Pestalozzi was a Swiss educator who focused more on holistic education rather than just like curriculum and opening up a textbook and just memorizing. He recognized the value of engaging students in learning through direct experiences rather than just simply through passive absorption of material. And this approach helped shape the development of progressive education in the United States, which is still very much around today, and we talked about it in class. And then we talked about this before, but he grew up in poverty, so he essentially educated himself with the help of untrained educators. And so Horace himself was kind of like not a victim, but he just suffered from what the education system used to be. And so his push and his drive to change the education system was very personal for him, because he wanted students to have the opportunities that a lot of kids like him didn't have. And then he was actually very outspoken on the issue of slavery and considered himself an abolitionist. His abolitionist views were rooted in his belief in the inherent dignity and equality of all people, and he saw that education was a powerful tool in promoting social change and moral development.
And then here are all of our references for our work. And then next, we're going to jump into our active engagement moment.
All right, welcome folks to the Horace Mann Game Show. What's that? Oh. How do you spell it?
R-A-C-E.
I will not be fired today. It's not the Horace Mann show, obviously. It's the Horace Mann game show with your host, Alyssa Goplin. And our contestants today are Isley, Maddie, and Rosie. Let's give a round of applause.
Yay!
What a great audience. All right. So, here's how this game is going to play. You all have your wonderful clickers. You cool cats watching, if you want to grab your own clicker and play along, go right ahead. You don't get prizes, though. And I'm going to ask you guys a question and give some options. And your goal is to try and buzz in and answer with the correct one as soon as possible. Okay? Are we ready? All right. Yeah. All right. We're going to go to our first question. Where was Horace Mann born? Was it A, Boston, Massachusetts, B, Franklin, Massachusetts, C, New York, New York, or D, Providence, Rhode Island? Rosie.
Franklin, Massachusetts.
That is correct. Beautiful job, beautiful job. You don't get a battery thrown at you. All right, we're moving on to the second question. What profession did Horace Mann pursue after graduating from Brown University? Is it A, doctor, B, lawyer, C, teacher, or D, engineer? Oh, Maddie with the quick clicker.
B, lawyer.
Yes! Congratulations! Wow, look at these guys go. My goodness, what a bunch of scholars we have in here. It's like you go to like University of Northwestern St. Paul or something. Crazy. All right, we're gonna move on to our third question. What educational model influenced Horace Mann's approach to schooling? Is it A, Montessori? I think I said that right. Is it B, Prussian model? C, Waldorf? Say that word 10 times fast. Or D, the Socratic method? Isley! Sorry, wow, you were chipper with that one. What is the answer?
Is it B, Persian model?
Yes, it is, man! Oh, wow! So we've got a tie. Everybody has 1 point. No one has had a battery thrown at them yet for getting the wrong answer. But remember, kids, wrong answers are okay. It's all part of learning. Anyways, we're going to move on to our fourth question. Sorry, man. We just had a little static.
Oh, thank you.
We don't want that to like diminish our views. What was the primary focus of the teacher training institutes Horace Mann helped establish? Was it A, to train students, B, to train lawyers, C, to train teachers, or D, to train politicians? Yes, Rosie.
C, to train teachers.
You were looking at the answers. You get a battery thrown at you. But yes, you are correct. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Man. All right. We ready for question number 5? How are we feeling? How are we feeling tonight? Yeah. How are we feeling tonight, St. Paul? Yeah. Number 5. Which of the following did Horace Mann advocate for in education? Is it A, only private schools, B, the recruitment of women into teaching, C, the elimination of standardized tests, or D, only religious-based education? Ooh, what do we think? Yeah, Maddie!
B, the women one.
The woman one.
Woman one.
I'm sorry, are you a scholar or are you a 5th grader? Answer with confidence.
B.
Okay. Yes, ma'am! Yes, ma'am! Oh, wow. So wonderful. And how are we doing on time, folks? We're doing good? Okay. I think we have time for two more questions. How are we feeling? How are we feeling? All right, so you both have 2 points. You have 1 point. Step up your game. This is not good for the ratings. Anyway! Round of applause. All right, number 6. What was the name of the teacher training institute that Horace Mann founded in 1839? Was it A, Harvard College? I went there. B, normal schools? C, the Mann Institute? Or D, the Teachers College? Yes!
D, normal schools.
Ah, bravo, no bad for you today. Ah, wonderful. All right, this next question for all the marbles. It's a thinker. Are we ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now, it's okay if you get it wrong, but batteries will be thrown. Okay? All right, so we're going to start off with the question. It's okay if you need to take some time to think about it, okay? All right. What educational principle was Horace Mann influenced by that emphasized hands-on learning? Was it A, Pestalozzian principles, B, constructivism, C, behaviorism, or D, functionalism? It's a tricky one. All right. Do I need to keep going with the thinking time? Oh, Maddie. Yes, what is the answer?
A, Pestalozzian.
Beautiful job. Oh, we have a winner, everyone. Yes, fantabulous job. Well, thanks for coming down to the Horace Mann Game Show. I'm your host, Alyssa Goplin. Let's give one more round of applause for our beautiful contestants. Yes, beautiful job. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday night.